Look at that. It's a Aphelon. It's not Corymbosum. It's another one just coming right out of the tuft right here. Right out of the ashy stuff. Because if you get too ashy, you got to put some lotion on. It's just parasitizing that Artemisia, huh? Sagebrush. Looks like... now look at that. It's the elusive Sclerocactus nyensis, which of course, like many cacti, has the ability to recess into the soil in times of hardship. Actually, it's just generally recessing into the soil because it's how it avoids being eaten. And then, of course, we're a month late on phenology here. These things flower in about early May, and that's the easiest way to find them because this whole hillside or wherever they grow, you know, you could be standing on top of them, you wouldn't even know they're there, and then you just see these pink blooms come up, last for a couple days, and then boom, that's it, they're done. And this is looks like it's a relatively young one. This is a really rare plant. Yeah, now this is exciting because you got two different cactus species co-occurring on the intermediate silicic ash flow tufts. Yes, this is all ashy deposits, likely from the Miocene, which is, you know, Miocene was, I believe 20 to 5 million years ago. Either way, they're relatively young in terms of geologic age, volcanic deposits. And you got, of course, growing in the shade of this nice Eriogonum, probably ovalifolium, you had this nice Sclerocactus nyensis. Love this substrate. And then over here, you got another species, Pediocactus simpsonii, which almost looks the same as the Sclerocactus, but that does not have the recurved central spines. Okay, you got radial spines on a cactus, and you got central spines. Now, of course, all cacti spines come out of what's called an areole. Think of like areola on a nipple. And actually, these little tubercles, if you could see down there, are akin to nipples. In fact, there's even a cactus called the nipple cactus that's mammillaria, but we're not going to talk about that because it's not what we're looking at right now. This is Pediocactus simpsonii, and like mammillaria, it does have tubercles, and at the top of the tubercles are the areoles, and the areoles are where those spines come out of. Now this Pediocactus it's not flowering right now, and it does not have central spines, at least not ones that are readily apparent. It's just got about, looks like 24 radial spines. But then you come down here to the Sclerocactus, okay? And you look at those nipples, those tubercles, and you can see it's got, what's it look like? 3 radial spines maybe? Certainly one. And central spines, excuse me, 3 central spines. You can see the central spines are recurved at the end, like a little fish hook. And that's the diagnostic factor for the entire genus Sclerocactus. So it's got about 3 central spines, not always, but generally speaking, it seems to be the case. 3 central spines with the recurved ends, and then it's got many fewer than the Pediocactus, many fewer radial spines. Looks like only about 8 to 10 to 12 maybe. So that's how you diagnose a cactus species without a flower. And unfortunately, again, we are about, you know, a month late here on flowering time and the phenology of when these cacti bloom. And you can imagine what it must look like when they do bloom. Just very conspicuous, highly conspicuous pink blooms dotting the ash flow tuft right here, just sticking out all over the place. The cacti are marvelous. They do that real nice. Look up Pediocactus. They do that too, down there by Big Bend, you know, in West Texas, in northern Nuevo Leon and Chihuahua State. So they rely on camouflage for most of the time, but then when they want to get noticed by the pollinators, they send up a bright pink flower that's impossible to miss.